Hello friends and teachers. Today I will be talking about the uses of chemistry in our daily lives. My name is Celine Gench and I'll be talking about lime, mortar, glass, ceramic, porcelain, and paints in this video. I hope it will be helpful and bring awareness into your lives upon how chemistry is actually very important in our everyday lives. Lime is a name we use in everyday life, which in chemistry can also be called as calcium oxide or calcium hydroxide. The raw material limestone can be found in mines. This raw material is then calcinated at about 1000 degrees Celsius in lime kilns. If we want to produce quicklime, the reaction will be so. Calcium carbonate, when heated, will give out calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Slaked lime, on the other hand, is maintained with this formula. Calcium oxide and water will combine to form calcium hydroxide. Slaked lime is formed when quicklime is hydrated, to put into other words. The slaked lime can be used in the making of mortar. Mortar is a paste used in construction and binds bricks and fills gaps. Mortar is fluid when it has not yet dried, but then the slaked lime in it reacts with carbon dioxide and becomes the hard and rigid limestone once again, which is in the end of the lime cycle. Now at this stage, mortar has adapted new properties. It becomes strong and durable. Today mortars are composed of sand, a binder, such as lime or cement, and water. The most basic component of flat glass is called silica sand with the formula SiO2. The basic building blocks formula is SiO4 and has a tetrahedral shape. This compound has a very high melting point such as 1700 degrees Celsius. Float glass, which is used in window panels, is made up of sand, sodium carbonate, which is also known as soda ash, dolomita, and limestone. These raw materials will be brought together by mixing, then fed together in a specific ratio, of course, into a furnace, where it will be heated to 1500 degrees Celsius. The molten maintained will then be fed into a tin bath. When out of this bath, the glass sheet made will be passed through a layer kiln, and there it will be cooled, and after exiting the cold end of this kiln, it will be cut by machines. Ceramics are made of compounds made of metal and non-metal, and they have the property of being either crystalline or partly so. They are made by heating and cooling. One of the most common materials in manufacturing ceramics has been clay and is issued in pottery and alike. Still one can discover many other ceramics making materials for different uses, for household products or industrial and building products. Their physical properties are so. They are strong, stiff, brittle, non-conductors or of either heat nor electricity. This is a general view of its properties, for it can vary widely. A good example would be some ceramics compounds are in fact superconductors. Porcelain is a variety of one of these different types of ceramics. Clay in porcelain is found in a form called kaolin. It is heated in a kiln at temperatures varying from 1200 to 1400 degrees Celsius. It is tough, strong, and translucent mainly because of the formation of glass within when heated and the mineral mullite. Can be used in china making, electric insulating material, as it is an excellent insulator for high voltage and can be used in high voltage cables, bushings of power transformers, installation of high frequency antennas. Also, the tiles in our homes can be made of porcelain too. Paint is usually formed by mixing a pigment and a binding medium and thinned in a solvent, alas becoming the liquid form we know it. In our everyday lives, we use paint to decorate or protect surfaces. It is applied on the surface in a thin layer and dries by evaporation or oxidation. It becomes an adhesive film. Paint can be used in industry as in industrial finishes and is often hardening by baking. Pigments give color and give it crack-free property, as well as contributing in the flow characteristic. Then of course there are paint products for art such as oil paints and water paints. Latex emulsion paints are in the lead in the market today due to its durability and long-lasting intense color. Then we must not forget the enamel paints, which contain varnish, and industrial liqueurs, which are usually used in cars and such vehicles, as well as furniture. Today, baked acrylic finishes are more popular in this area though. Well, that's the end of it, and thank you for watching. You can get further information upon the subject from the websites I have listed below in the description box. They are where I got my information from, and I do recommend that you look into them. Have a fine day, and I hope you enjoyed my amateur documentary.